Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades in the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Short week, not that many trades. Very short week. I think that we had Wednesday was half a day. We closed at 1. Thursday was closed for 4th of July, and Friday, there's only one. When you have a day off before a long weekend, especially like the 4th of July weekend, it's not worth even looking at Friday. So I took one trade on Friday and I just called it a day. So it wasn't worth it. I mean, most people are going to be gone Wednesday and not coming back until after the weekend. So it wasn't even worth trading. So you could if you wanted to. I wasn't going to. So Monday, July 1st. Let's actually, before I get into that, I didn't think I had any losses this week, did I? No, I had 100% this week. It's just weird. A short week and I went 100%. That's kind of crazy. So yeah, I had what, 6, I haven't done my stats, 5, 7, 8 trades. Yeah, 8 trades for the week and no losses. So definitely 100% win rate. That's pretty good, especially on a short week. So traded his room on July 1st. This is buy calls over 546, which is right here. Thinking, okay, we're gonna pop going into 4th of July weekend. We're usually bullish that week, so I didn't touch anything. Monday mornings I've been kind of waiting, not touching anything until after the first half an hour, because Monday mornings have just been really sketchy at open, so it's better just to wait out the first 30 minutes. So I was looking at calls and it popped and it just had a big red candle. It started to pop. It didn't break high a day, and it had a nice doji candle right here. So when it did break below the 544 20-ish area or 30-ish area, I'm not quite sure exactly where I grabbed it. I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 5450 puts at 6:30 and it flushed. So I went from 6:30 to 15:20, 100% move on that. Very good move. Then I waited until 11:11, which is right here. You can see it made new lower day. It quickly got back up, and you got this candle right here, and you got this candle, and you got this candle, and all these 3 candles are right side by side, and it made new lower day to flush out stops from dip buyers, because it came in with a big massive wick. It looked like it was going to pop, then it came back down, took out stops. Then when it does this, usually it ends up making a reverse play, and I wanted to make sure, so I grabbed calls over 5543.50. I grabbed a 54.65 calls at 670, and they went from 670 to 890 to VWAP, so that ended up being a really good play. Then I took puts at 228, which is right here. I was watching underneath this area right here, especially when it popped and it didn't break new higher day and it came quickly back down. You get all the wicks and the bodies right here underneath 544.90, and that's where I took the puts. I took the 54.70 puts at 540, and they went from 540 to 780. So that ended up being a really good play. So I'm very happy about that. Then on July 2nd, pre-market room, traded news room, I said SPY puts under 542.50, which is down here at this low, and it opened, it took off. I waited and waited. Then I took puts at 1010. So I took him right here. So I think what I did was I grabbed puts when I got underneath the 545 area. That's where I grabbed puts, because I grabbed the 54.60 puts at 580, and they went from 580 to 750. Yeah, so that's what I ended up doing. I'm not quite sure why I did that. I probably should have waited, because this, I mean, you get wicks here, but you get wicks at the bottom side too. So I mean, this is not really telling you if it's gonna pop or drop. And I must have just went in thinking we were gonna drop, and it was kind of a reckless trade, but it did work out, so I'm not gonna complain. Then I took puts at 12 o'clock, which is right here. I think I took it underneath the 545, 50-ish area. You get the bodies and the wick. And I took the 54.70 puts at $5. And yeah, they went from $5 to 6.40. So you didn't get much of a play, but you get a dollar plus move. So yeah, but I want to point out that VIX was very, very, very long. VIX had a major factor. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I gotta disable like that. Okay, bring SPY back up over here. Okay, what day am I on? I'm on this day. SPY was taking off, and VIX was very low, picking up. Yeah, VIX was, say, what, 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock, VIX was right here at the low 12s. And to me, when VIX is low 12s or under 12, I don't want to buy calls when VIX is that low, because usually you have a rug pull and VIX just dumped and SPY just took off. So luckily I got a puts play out of this. I just was not feeling comfortable buying calls when VIX is under 12. And just, to me, it just didn't seem like it was worth the risk. Because anytime SPY gets under, VIX gets under 12, it gets quickly bought. But in this scenario, it stayed underneath 12 pretty much the whole afternoon, and it just grinded up. So yeah, it is what it is. So basically, like I said, I didn't feel comfortable taking calls, not with VIX under 12. I mean, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. You want to do crazy things like that, you can do it. But I prefer just not to play. I just stayed out and called it a day. And I even said in the room that VIX was too low to be comfortable with calls, and that's just how it is. So then on the 3rd, which was, we closed at 1. Traded his room on the 3rd. I said SPY puts on the 548, which is down here. Well, actually, I rounded down 548, which is down here. We get the low, which is like right here. But I don't use exact number lows on pre-market. I just use the round number because technically you can use the pre-market lows and high a day. I mean, pre-market high and pre-market low for support and resistance. But as far as the opening play, I round to the nearest 50 cents a whole dollar, because of the open is so volatile. It's not worth it. So on July 3rd, first play of the day was calls at 10:38, which is right here. Got this big wick doji right here. Didn't know where it was going to go. This was definitely a I think this was Jolt's job openings. This candle right here, it started to pull back, bounced up to 20 EMA, didn't make new low a day, didn't make new low, came back up. So once it got over the body, and the wick of this candle, which is 549.65, I took calls. I took the 515 calls at $6, and they went from $6 to $7.60. So I got a little bit of a play. Then I took calls again at and the reason I took calls here was because VIX was over 12, and VIX likes to, when VIX gaps up in the morning, it usually sells off and fills the gap, and SPY usually takes off. That's been one of the leading things that's been happening for the last couple of weeks, as you can see right here. VIX gapped up, sold off, gapped up, sold off. Didn't really gap, but it gapped up here, sold off. I mean, anytime you see this, it's happening all the time. Gapped up, sold off. I mean, VIX is just gapped up, sold off, filled the gap. Didn't really gap up there. Well, yeah, it did gap up. Yeah, gapped up, sold off. Gapped up and sold off. I mean, it's been doing this for weeks. So when SPY gets below 12 or at low 12s, it likes to gap up, and then it gaps up with SPY, and then it sells off. So yeah, kind of crazy. So next play was what, 12.49, which was right here. And pulled back. I mean, I could have chased it here. I just didn't want to. But as VIX was climbing, because this is the third, right? Yeah, third. Blow this up more. VIX was popping with SPY, and to me, I looked at it, okay. VIX is popping with SPY, and when it does this, usually, um, lately, SPY just keeps going and VIX falls off. I mean, usually when they diverge like that, then you usually see the SPY dump. But lately, it's just SPY. It's given VIX is giving SPY more room to run. So to me, that's why I took this right here. Plus, I had a little bit of healthier pullback. I mean, they got a healthy pullback. We got that. A little bit of a pullback. But I wasn't feeling too comfortable right there. But we had a pullback here. VIX was also higher. This is 1250, and VIX was what? VIX was at 12. Yeah. So this was definitely better in my opinion. So once I got over 51, 551, 13 or 10, I took calls. I took the 555, 25 calls at 460, and they went from 460 to $14. That was a huge play. So definitely comfortable with that. That was a good play. Then on July 5th, which was Friday, the only play I took puts at 946 right here. 946. Yeah, I took it right here. Actually, before I get into that, traded newsroom on the 5th, I put SPY puts on the 551, which is right here at the low of this candle. First two minute candle was green. It made a new lower day. As soon as I got in, I grabbed the 55.25 puts at 530. As soon as I got in, it popped, and I kind of held it. And I did add at 1207, 1007, which is up here. I think I added right around the 552 area, as I bought here, and I added here. I added at 380, making my new average 455, and they went from 455 to 720. I mean, I didn't even need to average down, but I did average down because why did I average down? I don't know why I averaged down. I mean, I probably should have stopped out, but I took the chance. And I think one of the reasons why I didn't stop out, because one, being stubborn, two is that when we had the green candle, this candle came in harsh. This formed like really fast, and then it got bought up. Then what's been happening is that the sells were harsh. They'd come in and buy, then all of a sudden it would flush like it was nothing. I mean, it started to go up, then it dropped really quick, and then it popped up a little bit, then it flushed really quick. So when it flushed down, that's when I ended up adding. I mean, I'm sure I could have taken a loss, and this could have definitely gone up, but I just took the chance. I mean, sometimes you just gotta take a chance, and I think the reason why I took the chance was because of the way it was flushing hard after it was selling. It was the harsh sell, so I took a chance and thinking we were going to have a harsh sell, and paid off. It could have gone against me just as easily, but yeah, so that ended up being a good play, and the rest of the day it grinded up. But after I got out of that play and I got out green, I said, okay, I'm done. I even told the room ahead of time before the 4th I wasn't going to probably play Friday. I wasn't probably going to come in at all, but I came in. I had to set up the the options flow stream, and and then I had to post the trade aid's room. So I was like, okay, I'm already here. I'm gonna just see what the market what the market's like at open, and maybe I'll squeak in a play before I call it a day. So I wasn't even planning on trading at all on Friday, but because I was already here, and I just was like, okay, let's see what happens at open. I'll see what happens the first half an hour, and I got in. Play went against me. I was just like, oh, I probably should have just stayed. Probably shouldn't even have traded. I probably should have just stayed away the entire day. And then I took the chance and averaged down. So it was either going to be a really good day or a really bad day, and it ended up being a good day. Sold green as soon as I got out green, and had a good good profit on that. I was like, okay, I got out. I got lucky. Literally, I got lucky. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say I that the reasoning was perfect because it was kind of not. And I got lucky, and then as soon as I got out, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not touching this anymore. I'm not going to look at the screen all day. And I took the boy outside, and we just spent the day with the boy outside. So that's going to do it for the recap, and thanks for watching.